everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Hungry Tourist, and today we'll be talking about different small talk subjects you can use in conversation. Small talk is a way to engage in light, casual conversations with others. Now, if you're going to be living in the States or preparing for a big move to the USA, you're going to want to get comfortable with small talk. Small talk is light and brief conversation that we have with people when we're first meeting them. Small talk is a way of communicating with another person when you're making a brief encounter with them, or the first part of the conversation that you have with a person before a longer conversation or meeting. It's common to make small talk in a casual setting as well as a more professional setting. It's just the American way. And depending on where you live in the US, you may find that small talk is more common in different regions. For example, I'm from the American South, and small talk is just a way of life there. People make small talk with their neighbors. People make small talk with people that you encounter at the grocery store. You may make small talk with your professors before class starts. If you're working a customer service job, you may make small talk with your customers. This may be a lot different from people who come from backgrounds where people are more reserved, but this is just very commonplace for the US. So what are the appropriate small talk subjects? The key to successful small talk is to choose topics that are non-controversial, neutral, and easy for both parties to contribute to. With small talk, you don't want to get too deep. It's a little bit like the question that comes to me very often. People want to know how to respond to the question, "How are you?" Now, unless you're talking to a good friend, most of the time if you're in a work setting, if someone asks you, "How are you?" you will say, "I'm doing well, thanks." Or you may even say that you're having some problems at work. If you have a bit of a deeper relationship to the person asking, "How are you?" you may tell them you're not feeling well and maybe even get into the reasons why you're not feeling well. But for the most part, if you're asking someone, "How are they?" you typically expect to hear, "I'm okay," or "I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?" Small talk is pretty similar. You want to avoid getting too personal or too emotional with a person, especially if it's in a professional setting. It's best to avoid such subjects as politics, controversial issues, and religion. This may be something that you can discuss later on in the conversation. If you know the person very well and you know where they stand, then this could be more appropriate. But if we're talking about small talk with someone that you're just getting to know, or again in a professional setting, you want to avoid these subjects. So what are some good subjects, or what some people call water cooler topics? These are topics that are safe to talk about at work with your colleague. Think of actually working in an office building and standing at a water cooler. If there's someone in back of you also waiting for the water cooler, you may want to have a very quick, brief, and light conversation with them. Think of this as a great example of small talk. So number one, this is tried and tested. You can talk about this subject with essentially anyone and you will get a response back. The weather. I've worked all different types of jobs and I've had to make small talk with all types of people, and depending on their mood and engagement and what time it is and how early it is, the weather is something that people are always willing to talk about. No matter where you live, what type of weather you have, if you have good weather. It's even better sometimes when you have bad weather, because misery loves company. Everybody loves to complain. If it's been raining for 3 days, you can talk about how inconvenient that is, or how much you need some sunshine to brighten up your day, or that your plants really needed water. If it's been snowing, you can talk about how you almost got stuck at the house. If the weather's perfect, you can talk about how perfect it is and how you'd much rather be at the beach. The amount of things that you can say regarding the weather, it's just endless. And the truth is, everyone has an opinion on the weather. Everyone's affected by the weather. Doesn't matter the differences that you have with that person. They most likely live in the same area that you do, so they're also experiencing the same weather. It's a commonality that you both share at this time of your meeting. Hobbies and interests. Hobbies and interests. It's a great way to spark a conversation with another person. Maybe you like to go golfing or skiing, walking, exercising, cooking, reading, listening to music, Playing music. Asking about someone's hobbies or interests is a great way you can get to know more about a person, getting a person to speak about themselves and open up, while also opening up the door to finding some commonality between both of you. What if you find out that both of you love to read mystery novels? Or what if you both play tennis and you're both looking for a partner? One thing to also note, many people love talking about themselves. They may say they don't, but once you get someone going on a subject that they really feel passionate about or love, or it's very personal to them, they usually just want to tell you more and more. It's a great way to make someone feel comfortable and for someone to start trusting you. Let's say that you're meeting someone by the lake. You may ask them, do you like water sports? Do you like to go fishing? Can you swim? When do you enjoy being out on the water? Do you enjoy being out on the water? Or you might want to give them a better opportunity to open up about themselves. For instance, you can ask, what do you like to do on the weekends? How do you spend your free time? Do you have any hobbies? Another great series of questions you can ask someone is about their preferences for food and dining. Let's say that you live in a city and one of you is new to the area. You may want to open up about what types of places you like to go to, what type of local cuisine you enjoy. Or if you're new to the city, you can ask the person where they like to go. It's a really great way to get to know what people like to do in their free time. Movies and TV shows. Whenever you're watching something really interesting and really gripping, don't you always want to know who else is watching? Asking about movies and TV shows is a great way to get a conversation flowing, especially if you share a common interest. This is a fun and lighthearted conversation you can have with someone you're just meeting. Similar to music and TV shows, music is another great topic. You can ask someone their favorite singers or bands, the types of music concerts they like to go to, and overall what type of music they enjoy. Now, if you're starting a conversation with someone that you're planning to get to know a little bit better, family can also be a great topic for small talk. You don't want to get too invasive and not ask too many personal questions. Asking about siblings is a great way to start a conversation. A lot of times when people start to talk about their relationships that they have with their brothers and sisters, it may be a subject that lets them feel comfortable and warm. Now, on the other hand, if you feel like they aren't open about talking about their family, try to quickly change the conversation and move on. Not everyone has relationships with their families that they feel comfortable talking about with others. Another great topic is asking someone about their occupation, what they do for work. If it's something that they're very passionate about and have lots of interest in, they're gonna love talking about their job and what they do. This may feel a little personal at first, but I get this question a lot and it can be from almost a complete stranger. I think for the most part, Americans are pretty comfortable talking about what they do for a living. However, people are not yet comfortable talking so much about their income and their finances. So even though someone's job has to do with the amount of money they make, many Americans are not comfortable stating how much money they make. People are usually pretty comfortable telling you how much they paid for something or how much something costs, like car insurance or a specific bill they may pay. But for the most part, people are not comfortable revealing their income or their net worth. So maybe save that for a conversation that you have with a very intimate friend. Next topic is something that I don't bring up with other people, but you may be a lot better at it. Sports. Sports brings people together. People root for the home team. Sports coverage and sports news is widely available to the general public. All you have to have is a radio, internet connection, or computer. And if you're tuned in, you usually know what's going on with your favorite team. People are also very passionate about their sports teams. So you can have a camaraderie with someone who maybe shares your favorite sports, or have a playful competition with a rival sports fan. Again, I don't know too much about sports and I don't watch sports. I know enough to have very casual conversation with someone about sports, but it's usually something I don't bring up myself. Okay, and final conversation topic. I swear by this, you're usually going to have a positive interaction with another person if you give them a compliment. Now, even if someone's pretty shy about accepting compliments, it's always nice to hear something good about yourself. I would avoid talking directly about someone's body, like asking someone if they lost weight or if they've gained weight, or telling someone that they look tired. Sometimes if it's a parent, you can compliment someone's haircut. Commenting on someone's body may come off as judgmental or just too personal. You want to steer clear of conversations that would offend someone or make someone feel uncomfortable. These questions might come off as too personal and invasive. But if you still want to comment on someone's personal appearance, a great thing to say is, I like your hairstyle, or I like your accessories, or your outfit. Where did you get your outfit? You can also compliment someone on something that has nothing to do with their physical appearance. Maybe you like how organized their desk is, or how punctual they are, or maybe you know of a recent personal accomplishment of theirs. As they say, it's easier to kill flies with honey than vinegar. So being nice and complimentary is always a good approach when talking to someone. All right, guys, those are my suggestions on subjects you can talk about during small talk. I hope you found this video helpful, and it'll give you more confidence in the future when you're talking with someone. Please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and tune in next week for more English lessons. Bye!